I never thought my own father could betray me in such a cruel way. For most of my life, I believed that despite his strictness, he loved me. That deep down, everything he did was for my future. But the day he told me that I would have to marry the son of a businessman he was negotiating with, my entire world collapsed. It was evening. We were sitting in the living room. My father was in his favorite chair, his expression cold and calculated, as though he were not speaking to his daughter but to a business partner. "You must understand," he said in a steady, unyielding voice. "This deal is too important. The future of our family depends on it. But he has one condition. His son needs a wife, and that wife will be you." At first, I thought I misheard him. I laughed nervously and asked, "Are you serious? You can't mean that." But he didn't even flinch. "I've already agreed. You will meet them tomorrow. Be ready." I felt the floor fall out from beneath me. The businessman's family arrived the next evening. They were wealthy, elegant, with a cold politeness that felt suffocating. And then I saw him, David, the son, tall, with dark hair, expensive clothes. Outwardly, he looked perfect. But his eyes, there was something unsettling in them. His gaze made me shiver, as if I were standing in front of a predator. My father greeted them with warmth he never showed me. He poured drinks, laughed loudly, spoke of the bright future we all had ahead. And I sat there silent, clutching my hands under the table. When David finally spoke to me, his voice was calm but sharp, as though every word carried hidden weight. "You'll get used to me," he said with a crooked smile. "I'm not that bad." It wasn't a request, it was a statement. That night I cried in my room. My mother came in, sat on the edge of my bed, and touched my hair gently, but she said nothing. She didn't dare oppose him. "I love someone else," I whispered, choking back sobs. She closed her eyes. "Sometimes love doesn't matter. Sometimes family must come first." "Family!" I nearly screamed. "This isn't family, this is a sale." She looked away. I realized then that she would never protect me. The only person I could turn to was Alex, my boyfriend. He was nothing like David. Alex was kind, thoughtful, with eyes that warmed me even in my darkest moments. He loved me, and I loved him. When I told him everything, he clenched his fist so tightly his knuckles turned white. "He can't do this. You're not property. You're not a contract to be signed." "What can I do?" I cried. "If I refuse, he'll throw me out. He'll ruin Alex, ruin us both." Alex pulled me close. "We'll fight. Together." Days turned into weeks, and the pressure grew unbearable. My father talked constantly about the deal, about how lucky I was to marry into such wealth. David started sending me messages, leaving little notes. Once he cornered me after dinner, his hand gripping my wrist too tightly. "You're already mine," he whispered. "You just don't realize it yet." His breath smelled of alcohol. His grip left a red mark on my skin. I pulled away, trembling. I wanted to scream, but the words caught in my throat. Alex refused to let it end this way. He began searching for information about David, and soon he found something. David had a history: police reports, bar fights, violent outbursts. He had even been treated in a psychiatric hospital. "He's dangerous," Alex said. "Your father is blind, or maybe he just doesn't care." We decided to gather proof. We met with a journalist who had long been investigating the businessman's family. He had files, but not enough to publish. We promised to help him. For the first time in weeks, I felt hope, but the fear never left me. Every time David looked at me, my skin crawled. Every time my father spoke about the wedding, I felt like I was suffocating. One evening, David called me. His voice was unsteady, manic. "If you try to run, I'll find you. You're mine, whether you like it or not." I hung up the phone, shaking. My heart pounded so loudly I thought I would faint. I told my father about the call, desperate for him to see the truth, but he only frowned. "He's passionate, that's all, don't exaggerate." Passionate? It was madness. And my father was willing to sacrifice me to it. Alex held me tighter than ever. "I swear I won't let this happen, even if I have to destroy everything to save you." And I believed him. But deep inside, I knew the battle ahead would test us more than anything ever had. The wedding date was set. My father spoke of it with pride, as if he were arranging a royal union. Every word felt like a knife. He didn't see me. He saw only contracts, profits, numbers. Inside, I was breaking. Nights became endless. I barely slept, waking up from nightmares where David's cold eyes followed me, trapping me in a cage I could never escape. Alex never left my side. He reminded me that there was still hope, that we could fight. He kept gathering information, chasing every thread of truth about the businessman's family. And then finally, something came to light. The businessman had been hiding his son's condition for years. Not just minor instability, serious psychiatric diagnoses. He had been violent before and dangerous. But the family buried everything under money and influence. We knew if we revealed this at the right moment, everything would collapse. The night before the engagement ceremony, I begged my father once more. "Please," I whispered, tears running down my face. "Don't do this. He's sick. He's dangerous. He could hurt me." But my father didn't soften. His eyes were steel. "You'll marry him. This deal will secure our future. You'll thank me one day." "I'll never thank you for selling me," I screamed. His hand slammed on the table. "Enough!" For the first time, I wasn't afraid of his anger. I was disgusted. The day arrived. I stood in a silk dress, my hands trembling, my heart pounding so hard it hurt. David watched me with that crooked grin, his eyes wild. I wanted to run, but every door felt locked. And then, just as the ceremony was about to begin, Alex appeared. He wasn't alone. The journalist was with him, holding documents, photos, reports. The room fell silent. "This marriage can't happen," Alex said firmly. "Everyone needs to know the truth." My father's face went pale. The businessman tried to protest, his voice sharp and commanding, but the journalist laid the papers out for all to see. Reports of hospitalizations, violent incidents, medical records. Gasps echoed through the hall. Guests whispered. The illusion shattered in an instant. The businessman's face darkened. For a moment, I thought he would deny it all, but then he laughed bitterly. "So, the secret is out. Very well." He turned to my father. "You would sell your daughter to me for money, knowing nothing about the life you were condemning her to. You've shown me exactly what kind of man you are. I wanted to test your loyalty, and you failed." My father froze. His mouth opened, but no words came out. The businessman gathered his papers, signaled to his assistants, and walked out, leaving a stunned silence behind. The deal was gone, the partnership destroyed. And with it, my father's pride crumbled. I stood there, breathless, tears burning my eyes. I was free. My father looked at me with something I had never seen before: fear. Not for me, but for himself, for everything he had lost. For the empire that was slipping through his fingers. "You've ruined me," he whispered. "No," I said quietly but firmly. "You ruined yourself the moment you chose money over me." For once, he had no answer. That night, Alex held me close as we walked away from that house. My hands still trembled, but for the first time in weeks, it was from relief, not fear. "We made it," he whispered into my hair. I nodded. My chest still ached from everything I had endured, but deep inside, a fragile flame of hope burned brighter. I had almost lost myself in a nightmare, almost been sold like property. But love, real love, had saved me, and though the scars would remain, I knew I was stronger than ever before, because I had chosen freedom. I had chosen us.